welcome you all to today's webinar, where we will talk about the ROCK SBCs and some of the next generation technology that the ROCK SBCs will bring to market. In this session, you will hear from 3 companies, all playing a critical part in the delivery of one of the fastest growing SBC platforms in the market, the ROCK SBCs. So my name is Nils Christensson. I'm joining you from my home in Sweden. At OKdo, I'm responsible for the product range and the technical support organization, and I'll be your host today. For any questions you might have, please put them in the chat, and we'll try to get to those at the end of the webinar. And if not, we'll try to get back to you in one format or another. I would just like to start with a little bit of a short introduction to OKdo. OKdo is part of the RS Group. We're one of the 100 largest companies traded on the London Stock Exchange. OKdo's role within RS Group is to own and drive the SBC and IoT businesses. We do this through partnering with lead technology and innovation companies and leveraging the scale of our community, our global distribution, and the OKdo manufacturing network. So today you will hear from Yuntan Zhang, Radxa's Linux architect, who I've had the pleasure of working closely with over the last 18 months. He will give you an update on the ROCK platforms, as well as some of the improvements Radxa is driving in regards to the software. You'll also hear from Fei Peng, the senior sales manager at Rockchip. Rockchip provides the brain of the ROCK boards, meaning the processors, BSP software. Among other things, she will give you a glimpse into the Rockchip product and software roadmaps. And finally, you'll hear from my colleague Simon Zhang from OKdo. Simon is the APAC sales director, and he will share a little bit more about OKdo around what we offer our products and how we are more than just your traditional distributor. So with these introductions, let me hand over to Yuntian.
Okay, thanks for the fabulous introduction from Nils. So hi everyone, my name is Yuntian Zhang, and I'm the Linux system architect at Radxa. And it's my pleasure today to introduce our company's product lineup to you today. So before that, let's talk about our company first. So Radxa was founded in 2013, Shenzhen, China. So we are a small startup company. We have like 30, 40 plus people today right now. Our first product was Rockchip RK31AKA based Radxa ROCK SBC. So we are in this game for a long time, and we are in this game with Rockchip from the beginning. After the launch of ROCK, we went on to do some custom projects, and it's not until in 2018 that we are back with our first new consumer-facing products, the ROCK 4, and that is our first big hit in the consumer market. So the success of ROCK 4 brings us a lot of publicity, and that allows us to gather a sizable community and allows us to expand our product lines. So today we're producing more than a dozen single board computers and computer modules. They all come with different SoCs, so different processors, and they come in various form factors to suit our customers' needs. So let's talk about how it all begins, the ROCK 4. So there's a saying in the Linux kernel that a product is only supported in Linux when it's obsolete. Well, it's not really true for ROCK 4 yet. So ROCK 4, since it's launched in 2018, it's our best sellers. And after 5 years of continuous development, it has great upstream support. So we have direct support from Linux kernel, the U-boot, and even the trusted from ARM. So that's the low-level boot initializing code to used on the ARM processor to jumpstart the U-boot. So that means on our ROCK 4, you could run open source code from the first instruction. That's of course after the SoC's built-in S-boot after is loaded. Our ROCK 4 is also certified for ARM System Ready IR. So what System Ready does is that it ensures that the product is able to build generic Linux distros as far as the IR certificates goes. So that means we can just build a generic ARM Debian ISOs, and that should just work without the need to tailor-made for each individual SBCs, which is a very frequent thing in today's market. After 5 years development, it has the best third-party Linux distro support in our lineups. So the big two are the Manjaro, the Armbian. We have the great support from those two distros. Another thing is that we have the official support from OpenWRT, which is the router distribution. So a lot of users of the OpenWRT is that they have like a gigabit Ethernet at home, but a lot of the turn-on box router on the market that they cannot routing the 100 megabits per second traffic. So a lot of users in the OpenWRT community are actually using our own products to run the code and do the traffic shaping and routing the 100 megabytes traffic with ease. So I want to summarize the key advantage of ROCK 4, that it has a strong code. Or if you have a strong code requirements, could use ROCK 4 because we have everything open. If you are doing some like customized project, you could use ROCK 4 with great source support. We have a lot of customers using Armbian to build their own systems, and they don't really need any support from us because everything just works for their system. And one advantage of using the upstream kernel is that you can use the open source GPU driver, which is Panfrost. And that driver, compared to the proprietary ARM Mali driver, is that it supports OpenGL API, which is what you use on the desktop already. So that means you will have a much easier time porting your software from your desktop to our ROCK 4 products. So after ROCK 4, we have launched the ROCK 3, which is based on the Rockchip next generation SoC 3566 and 3568. It is using improved processing nodes, so it has reduced heat output, and as generational upgrades can support now up to 8 gigs of memory instead of 4 on the ROCK 4. It also has enhanced connectivity on our ROCK 3A. You can have like a 2 PCIe connected M2 slots, and for this generation, they have the built-in NPU support as well. So a lot of users are using our ROCK 3A as an edge computing cluster, because a lot of time when you are running tasks like a containerized task, you are not processor, CPU bounded, you are memory bounded. So in that case, the 4 gig maximum memory of the ROCK 4 become a main bottleneck. So with the ROCK 3, you can have like up to 8 gigs of memory, and that allows you to run much more containers. And also, you can run the edge interference with the NPU support. And after ROCK 3, we have launched the ROCK 5, which is our flagship models. It is based on the latest RK3588 processors. It has the highest core count, highest memory support, and the fastest NPU in our entire lineup. It can additionally support 8K display, has HDMI RX, which is the recording functionality, and has 2.5 gigabit Ethernet on the 5B model. So this one is kind of like a halo product in our segment, so it gathers a lot of interest in the community. We have active work on the kernel, on the UP, and the ATF, the TFA, which is the trusted firmware. So that means that we should expect a great software support future for the ROCK 5, just like the ROCK 4 today. And in many cases, the developers are actually using our ROCK 5 as the reference platforms because the availability compared to the other alternatives. And one example I want to emphasize that we even have a community divided EDQ2 port, which is a UEF5 firmware that is working on our product, and you can even boot the Windows on ARM operating systems. So that just goes to show that how much compatibility we have on these products. And we actually have quite a few customers that are looking to have the utilizing this highly sophisticated processing power on their own custom softwares and custom products. After ROCK 5, I want to also mention about the computer modules. We currently have the CM3 modules on the market, and we are also working on a CM5, which should be released soon. The CM3 is based on the same RK3560 processor like the ROCK 3 models. So if you have evaluated your design, you can easily port your design with the CM3 and in a much lower, much customized form factors. It has triple 100-pin connectors compared to some competitors, so you can connect additional peripherals like the extra PCIe NICs. And we work really hard with compatibility. So it mostly works with the Raspberry CM4 IO boards, although with some caveats because not two SoCs are the same. There are some limitations with this as well. So if you are interested in this one, you should check check our documentation for the difference between the two products. But it is the basis of many commercial projects we are running today, and we see a lot of converts from our customers. And as the Linux system architect, I really want to emphasize our software as well, because in Radxa we have consistently more software engineers than hardware engineers, and from my experience, the software is the one that takes most of the time. So it's really important to have a really good base to build a product on. So in Radxa, we have our operating system fully open sourced. Everything is available on the GitHub. We also have the GitHub workflow connected pipeline. So that means when I make a release, it will automatically build, release, and upload to our apt repository. So the tester can use in just minutes, and everything here is automatic. So that makes our release cycle much simpler and much easier. And we also build everything in the cloud with the GitHub runner. So we do not allow any local uncommitted changes to be shipped in our final products and final binaries. So everything has to go through the cloud. Everything we just don't have it running in our local machines. Local machines for the development only. And we also tag our releases. So if something goes wrong, we can easily check what code it was responsible to, and we can easily fix the regression. One other thing we take a lot of time to work on is we abide the Debian policies that, like packagings, we use their LinkedIn automatic test tools to check for any possible inconsistencies. We also abide the file system hierarchy standards. That basically means that you put the right thing in the right place, because a lot of time that will causing additional difficulties in the future. One example is that we move the most of configuration files out of the etc directories, which is where most of the configuration files are stored historically. The reason is that etc is user editable. So if we put something there and we need to ship a change later on, then what if the user already changed the file? So we have to fix all the conflicts here. By moving the files out and to the distro approved local configuration folders, we solve that issue automatically, because we never touch what the user is intended to override our default configurations. We also manage our build environment with the containers. This not only allows our user to simplify their development environment setup, we also make sure that our development environment is consistent and reproducible with the pre-built container images. A lot of thing I'm talking here today is not something that you will really feel in your software, because it doesn't need something to do. You don't have to do it right to make it work right. But we believe that you have to do it right to make it work right in the long term. And that's all I have today for our products. And thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Fei Peng. I've been working in Rockchip for more than 10 years. Nice to meet you all. It's very likely that you have already become aware of our products through OKdo SBC. And I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to present our products and solutions to all of you today. So about Rockchip. Rockchip was founded in 2001, and we are China's leading AIoT solution provider, listed on the Shanghai Stock Exchange in February 2020. Currently, we have around 1,000 employees. Applications and markets. Our products are used in a wide range of applications and can be broadly categorized into 5 primary applications areas, depending on the specific end-use scenario. They are consumer electronics, IoT, automotive, operators, and machine vision. Consumer products. Actually, our company started from consumer electronics, and we have been working with many international OEMs for tablet and Chromebook about 10 years ago. Today, our solutions could be found in various consumer products such as tablet, robot vacuum, smart home, streaming box, ARM PC, and so on. Since 2014, we gradually shifted our focus to the IoT segment and developed a new series of processors enhanced for IoT. Let's take the application industrial as an example. First of all, we can support a longevity program. Secondly, our solutions can support a wide temperature range from -20, 85 to -40, 85 degrees. Thirdly, we can support secure boot. Customers could use Rockchip secure boot, or if they want to write their own secure boot with source code from open source community, we can also help. And we have a dedicated team to support the open source community, and the kernel will be upgraded regularly. Customers could use mainnet if they wish. Automotive, we have a series solutions that could pass AEC-Q 100, and chips ending in M being automotive grade. For example, RK3308M, which is the automotive version for smart audio solution RK3308. And RK3588M is the automotive version for our flagship solution RK3588. For operators, we have IP camera, cloud computer, and IPTV for operators. The last one, machine vision. We see a growing demand for machine vision, especially the requirement from RK3588 recently. Here is Rockchip latest IoT roadmap. Sorry. We have a full range of SoC for IoT products, from entry-level Cortex-A35, Cortex-A7, to mid-end Cortex-A55, and to our high-end Cortex quad-core A76 plus quad-core A55. That's our high-end RK3588. All of the new IoT processors that have been released in recent years have NPUs embedded, like RK3566, RK3568, RK3588, and RK3562 extra. The processors marked in yellow are the ones we have worked with OKdo. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our flagship processor RK3588. So if you have purchased the OKdo ROCK 5B SBC, you probably have already experienced its performance. The big little architecture helps customers handle heavy workloads and balance power consumption. Embedded 6 TOPS NPU will enable customers to run complicated algorithms. PCIe 3.0, SATA 3.0, and other high-speed interfaces allow customers to add a wide range of peripheral. And it can support 8K 60 encoder, 8K 30 encoder, 8K 60 decoder, and support multiple screens. In short, it's a high computing chip in the AIoT area. This is the total list of kernel versions we currently support, from 4.4, 4.19, 5.10, and to the new version, 6.1. As you can see, we haven't followed every major release because our engineering resources was limited. It takes us about a year to integrate and complete internal testing for a current release. But we try our best to upgrade the LTS release every 2 years. Besides regularly upgrade kernel version, we also actively maintain build root, Yocto, and Debian release. Here is our Linux software upgrade roadmap for the coming year. RKNN software stack. How to get your algorithm running on RKNN. You may want to use our AI engine to support AI use cases such as face detection, face recognition, object tracking, object detection, and so on. So how to get your algorithm running on RKNN? You may often use tools like PyTorch or ONNX to train algorithms. After the training phase on your computer, our RKNN toolkit comes into play. It will help you to convert your model into a format compatible with the RKNNPU, as the diagram shows. This transformed model then allows you to seamlessly update your algorithms within AI application scenarios using the RKNN API. Supported models on RKNN. This slide shows the main algorithm models currently supported by our NPU. I hope the one you want to use is on the list. If not, don't worry, because we will keep updating the supporting list. So for example, the models like classification, object detection, transformer, segmentation, pose, OCR, I hope you can find one you can use. RKN documents. So some customers ask us, what's the difference between the Toolkit 2 and what's the difference between RKNN Toolkit 2 and RKNN Toolkit 1? Actually, RKNN Toolkit 2 is for RK3566, RK3568, RK3588, RV1103, and RV1106. RKNN Toolkit is for RK1808, RK3399 Pro, RV1109, and RV1126. Please choose the right toolkit according to your requirements. And the document could be found at the two links. And more information about our open source chipset could be found at our website. You can find the data sheet, the reference design, the TRM of all of our open source chipsets on this website. We understand that IoT requirements are complex and diverse. However, we hope to accelerate our customers' time to market by providing more detailed documentation and development tools. We hope to work with all of you to bring more great open source projects to market. That's all for my sharing. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Fei. Yeah, the RKNN neural network APIs is obviously one of the key differentiators for moving from the old traditional SBCs in the market to the new ones where AI is becoming more and more prevalent. So with that, I'd like to hand over to my colleague, Simon Zhang, joining also, I guess, from his home. Simon?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Simon, APAC Sales Director of OKdo. Let me take the introduce, how we do, working together with a partnership with Radxa and Rockchip, and how we can reshape, our go-to-market and the global supply chain, how we can bring the value, different value to our customer and to the users. Yeah. Next slide. So first of all, I want to let you know is the OKdo as a dedicated, single board computer and IoT hardware enabler in the world, globally. We provide this kind of offer to our customer, industrial makers, entrepreneurs, and educations with different value and different service to the customer. And second is let you know is what we do is our service and offering will cover from the design ideas, go to the prototyping, and then it's for the mass production ramp up, and then it's the go to how can go to the end user via our channel, and after that is how we can post the service. So we cover the whole product life cycle. All this is in our in our package and portfolio for the customer. So we leverage all of our partner or our resource to give our customer one-stop service. And with the partnership with Radxa and with Rockchip, now we have built up our solid capability to deliver our offering and value to the end customer. So first of all, we work with Radxa, we can provide the design, and then we also can leverage a whole supply chain. We do our manufacturing, and as a part of RS Group, we have built up our online, offline, global distribution channel, and at the same time we engage with in upframe we engage with Rockchip like a semiconductor, and we engage with Radxa as a design provider, and we also engage with a lot of local resellers and networks to go to our end user. And lastly is that we support and work with our customer and work with our partner to scale size the product and scale size the demand with our whole value chain value added. So how do we what's the very unique value we deliver to our customer? Here is the partnership with Rockchip, with Radxa, we do going for our customer. Rockchip support the whole the customer's product roadmap by various SoC, just like Luffy have presented the so stable and solid product roadmap, and the full range from the multimedia application to the automotive implementation, and also cover the other very specific market demand. So all the chips in phase one we select a few of SoC to build up ROCK SBC, and we shaped the single board computer, just like Niels mentioned, is from IoT. Now we're going for AIoT. We expect this is a roadmap can build up a solid use, and Radxa, our partner, design partner, can transform your idea to product by very strong board customization and design capability. That like they should, we have built some standard product based on ROCK 4, ROCK 3, and ROCK 5. At the same time, we also have spent a lot of time to build the ecosystem, and we make the software delivery is more safe and easy for use. And lastly, OKdo, we also support you is the time to volume with our supply chain capability, and time to market with our RS Group globally our distribution channel. So overall, three part of that, we hope we can give the customer is very unique value added service, and working together with us for the whole long life cycle, we can working together to grow the market. So overall, I think what we do is with Rockchip, with Radxa, with OKdo, our team, and with the RS Group, we want to deliver one-stop service, and which is reshape the market single board computer, not only the standard one, but also we can for your very unique and special requirement tend to the time to volume, time to market, and win the market share. Yeah, that's my sharing.
Thank you, Simon, for that. So with this, I'd like to turn to the chat, see what questions we have. And let me just see here. So I think the first question is around what sets the ROCK SBC boards apart. So before I let some of the speakers into it, I think it's an interesting question because it's more than just the board that sets ROCK apart from some of the other offerings in the market. One is the strategic intent of Rockchip to focus and support the SBC market. Hence, we have Faye on the call. The other key aspect is what we're doing in regards to the professional customers, right? So the Rockchip boards and the Rockchip chips are broadly available on the market, which allows then a company to build a strategy that starts with an SBC, transitions to a compute module that Yunchan spoke about, but in the end, the final customer has still access to the core chipset, and if they decide to scale or internalize some of these products, they can still do that and leverage the investments that they've done in the SBCs. And then, Simon just touched on that customization and the work that we're doing together with our customers when they get to scale. It's also something that sets ROCK apart. But if we go to the board specifically, if I may invite Yunchan, what would you say, Yunchan, are the features that sets the ROCK SBCs apart from some of the other products in the market?
I think the first one is the build quality. We have very high quality product hardware wise, and we have usually we have better connectivity compared to our competitors. For the software, it's in a constant improvement from my side, and we are really invested to make the product easy to use. We have some, for example, more graphicalized user configuration tools for the customer to use. So we're trying to reduce the entry level, and we're trying to make the knowledge more accessible. I think that's how we do the products. We just want everything to get better, and so we share most of our code and most of our design documents. So I think everyone can learn from our mistakes and learn from our experience, and then build a better products based on our own experience and products and services.
Yeah. Thanks, Yunchan. Yeah, I think you'll find that either browsing the product pages or the Radxa community websites, you will find things like schematics, etc., which we want to bring the knowledge of the board into the customer's hands so they can make the right decisions on how they connect these boards into to the world. Faye, from the processor perspective, what do you want to highlight being different to the other offers out there?
First of all, we are trying to. Actually, we are trying to work more closely with the community, and we have the open source team to work different partners and try to upstream all of our new solutions. And then I think it's for the AI part. We are trying to work with the community how to really use the NPU. I think for the NPU, for the moment, some customers or some developers, they don't know how to really use the performance. We are trying to work with the community to solve this issue.
Thanks, Faye. With that comment, though, I'd just like to jump to, actually, I think it's the last question. When it comes to the RK3588 mainline GPU driver, can you share a little bit more about that activity? Do you have any details to share?
I think the GPU driver will be supported by third party like Lima and Panfrost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Simon, I know that we started with some technical questions. From the customer perspective, what's the feedback you're getting on the ROCK SBCs and how they are, different from some of the other offerings? Why are customers gravitating towards the ROCK SBC?
Yeah, Niels, you asked a good question. Let me share. At least when we since we launched in the ROCK, the brand SBC in from last September until now, and we see quite a lot of APAC customers. They have twice tested, evaluation, and then now they design. We engaged with quite a lot of direct customer, I mean OEM customer. They use the ROCK SBC to design in their own product, and especially in Australia, Japan, and South Korea. Well, why the customer though embrace? Some of the customer they embrace ROCK. We get the feedback with customer is first one is the ROCK SBC provided more option of storage option like EMS module. This is more safe and for data transmission, and also like our ROCK for SEOs can connect with SSD. This can help the customer to storage very large data in the local, not go to the network of others. Yeah. So second part is all the product we release is goes through RS APAC, every country website and offline. So we build enough stock. So for the customer, it's very convenient for those guys for the customer to take, no matter they buy one piece or 10,000 pieces, very easy to get it. So this is ours and OKdo, our global the major commitment to the customer is no matter where you place order, we guarantee deliver in 3 or 5 working days. And last one is we really do want to build up our high reputation for the customer. So for example, first one is we provide a global warranty. This is a global warranty. It means you don't need to worry about made in China or made in Vietnam or made in Europe. You connect with our local RS office, contact our sales guys. Well, you can get a return, and then we will do the failure analysis and replacement or change over, whatever we do. Yeah. So enjoying that. And the last one is we do really have goals very extremely of the compliance. So this is a very more international based company. They choose ROCK now, and so they very enjoy that, especially like in Japan, in South Korea, the KC and the Telecom. This is very mandatory for those guys to go to market, so they enjoy that. And of course, last one, I think Niels, you asked a question for quite a lot of this kind of customer is our technical support, the response. I don't say the other board they don't do very well, but I just tell you is in APAC, any customer they ask for the technical questions, we respond in 24 hours, within 24 hours. This is our our value, our service to the customer, so they get very quickly fixed. So here I must thank thank to Yunqian Radxa team and to Rockchip, because some of the questions we can very quickly go over and go back to Radxa, go back to Rockchip. So all the technical guys jump in to help the customer, to no matter fix the trouble or give the alternative, solution to the customer end customer. So Niels, let's I say, no matter our common board and some customer come back ask for customization, well, the customer, they feel very good about our experience dealing with that experience. Yeah, that's the key. I think in the new age, service is number one, and the stock availability, compliance, warranty, and last one is the service. This is we can do. And also, Niels share you another very good story is some of customer, they also build with the ROCK board, and they want to build the whole product. Well, we get engaged. We have the manufacturing and the supply chain capability to help the customer one stop get the final product. So this is a whole value we build for the customer.
Thanks, Simon. Thank you. I think given the time, I think we have a few more questions. So I'm going to go back to the top. What are the key innovations from Rockchip that are shaping the future of single board computers? Faye, do you want to start with that one? What? Yeah,
maybe I can just summarize our Rockchip, our advantages in the SBC segment. First of all, we have been in this industry for quite a long time, and we will continue to work in this area. We will, for the moment, we have the new chipset RK3588 for the SBC, and next year we are going to release a new one, RK3576, which will be a new octa-core and very suitable for SBC. So we will keep release new solutions for SBC. That's our first commitment. And secondly, we will work closely with community, just like I mentioned. We have a dedicated team. If you visit our website and you click wiki, there is an email address, open source Rockchip. You can write everything about open source to this email, and someone will answer your questions. And also, if you have any questions about our open source strategy, you can also go to GitHub, try to get all the sources and the documents. And thirdly, for the moment, we think AI is a very important part for the SBC. And so we are trying to make most of the AI function, the NPU, to the end users. The NPU is developed, for the moment, the NPU is developed by Rockchip by ourselves. We will keep improve our NPU performance, and we want to work with our with the developers, try to improve the performance, and yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, from listening to what you're sharing here about all these new AI capabilities and the increased processing performance in these small form factors, with a limited power envelope, right? I think it's quite exciting. But I would like just to share some perspective on the ROCK range as well, which goes, in the where SBCs sort of had a huge pickup is in the lower cost range, right? So if I think about the ROCK 3C that's been in the market now for a few months, it's retailing at $35, and you would think that at $35, what happens in that area? But I think, Simon spoke about it, in regards to the I/O. So the ROCK 3C will support eMMCs. It will support, M2 SSDs, which then allows you to have a completely different performance and storage requirement met with these technologies. And also the ROCK 3C offers, USB 3.0 and other features which, we haven't been used to in the $35 range. So I think, when you look at the ROCK range, innovation and, what's exciting is not only in the high end, it's also in the lower ends. So, and, the three companies continue to innovate there. I see that there's been 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'm looking at what strategic advice would you offer to engineers and developers looking to innovate and excel with the ROCK SBC boards?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go, Yunchan.
Okay. So the first thing is, like anything, you should be familiar with the code and be familiar with documentation. That applies to any kind of software-related development job. But the other thing I want to say is use the support channel. Write email to us. We are willing to help, and we check the email every day, and we're really eager to help you to get the stuff working on your end. And we have a policy here that issue is like quite complex. Deserves its own topic. We'll actually write the documentation and send a link instead of just writing in the email and get lost when the next customer comes. So we're trying to preserve this knowledge to everyone. So by asking us, we're actually not only fixing your issue, we're fixing other people's issue as well. So just talk to us. And I think that's the best advice I can get.
Thanks, Yunchan. Perfect. So with that, I don't know if before we draw to a close, any final input from the panel? If not, then no more questions on the chat. I just like to sort of come back to my opening statement around, these three companies, been working together over the last 18 months, and the first product, first ROCK product you saw into the market was 12 months ago, the ROCK 4 SE. And since then, we built, quite a broad offering across 3 generations of product. The ROCK 3, the ROCK 4, and the ROCK 5 families that Yunchan went into details. But not only that, we brought compute modules into the market based on the same core chipset as some of the SBCs. And, I think, to be fair to say, I think you've only seen the beginning of what we're going to bring to market. And I hope that you reach out to us with your questions, your opportunities, and challenge us to continue to innovate and be a technology leading company. So with that, I'll say thank you, and everybody have a great day.